A while back, I was contacted by someone that I met at Conquer Paralysis Now event in Indianapolis, and they were working on an artificial intelligence or AI feature for wheelchairs. He asked me if I'd be interested in trying it out. I said that I would be interested, so I tried it out a couple of months ago. Since then, they have taken some of my feedback as well as other people's feedback and updated the software to make it better. Now it is time for me to try out the next version. If you want to see the first video of me using the wheelchair with artificial intelligence, it'll be linked in the description below. In this video, I'm going to be trying out the newer version of Magic Mode, which is the AI feature for wheelchairs developed by EchoTech. I'm looking forward to the changes and improvements they've made. I also plan on asking them some questions as well as giving feedback that I got from my viewers. If you are new to the channel, my name is Mason Ellis. I'm a C5 through C7 quadriplegic, and I make videos to help you live life just like you would have able-bodied. If you enjoy this video, give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future videos. I'm going to give you just a few bullet points of what the AI feature for the wheelchair actually does. There's an autopilot mode called Magic Mode for the wheelchair, and whenever it's on, the wheelchair will just start driving, and you can kind of tell it where to go. There are multiple ways that you can tell it. You can use buttons on the control system. You can use a joystick. You can use your hand or arm to tell it to go this way or that way. And you can also use your voice. It's not an actual wheelchair, it's just an adaptation, and they plan on making it available for multiple kinds of wheelchairs. Before the video starts, I want to explain what the new feature is that I'm about to try out. It's a mode called Hold. Instead of the fully autonomous Magic Mode, what it is in order to enable it, and in order for it to work, you have to push the joystick forward. The whole time that the joystick is pushed forward, that means that the hold mode is on and activated. Anytime you let off of the joystick, it will stop, unlike the fully autonomous Magic Mode, where it will, continue to go wherever. Also, they took one of my recommendations, which was to put symbols or stickers on the buttons so you know what they are. And once again, this is just a prototype version, but later on, whenever they get it converted to the actual regular joystick and control box, it will be different. Later on in this video, I ask them your questions and they answer them, so stay tuned.
And so basically the idea is for, say someone has, less reaction time, or they're just less comfortable, maybe they're new to the system. It's kind of like you have to keep your hand on the stick, and then as soon as you let go, it'll stop, so that you don't have to find the stop button.
I see.
And so it still works the same way, where if you go to the left or right, it turns on that sort of blinker. So you'd be holding forward, and then if you want to make a turn coming up, you just sort of roll it to the left.
Oh, and this is
right.
This is a specific mode, right?
Yeah. We call it hold mode. The other one would be hands-free mode.
Okay.
And so the hands-free one right now, this is just for our development purposes, is the small green button, and then the hold mode is the red-green button.
Okay.
And just going over how to stop it, you can hit the red button.
Switching to manual mode.
Brings you back into manual mode. Or
Magic mode activated.
in both modes, if you pull back and
Switching
release,
to
it will
manual
stop.
mode.
We realized that if you hold back, it'll still go until you release. We're going to fix that so that it stops immediately, because that's just much more intuitive. But pull back and let go, and the chair will come to a stop, and it's back into manual so that you're in full control. If you want to try out this
Magic
one,
mode
as long as you hold
activated.
it forward, it'll go.
Okay.
And then if you want to
It
stop,
only moves when you hold it forward.
yeah.
Yeah, it should automatically avoid this, right?
Yep. And sometimes you can sort of influence it by going off to the left.
I see.
Yeah. Yeah, and then once it opens up like this, you'll have a little bit more sort of influence on if you want to start boosting that way. If you go off to the right, it should.
Okay.
Yeah, Yeah, in the open areas like this, we're still working on the algorithm because there's so many possible things you could want to do, getting it just right.
Right. So it should avoid everything.
At the very least, yes, it should not run into things. But
Okay.
getting it to sort of figure out what the person's intention is.
I noticed there it just turned me here automatically.
Yeah. So yeah, if it starts going a direction you don't want to go, if you try going into the opposite direction.
Yeah. Yeah. It is interesting.
Take it out of that.
Unless this is like stuck, maybe.
It very well could be.
It kind of was stuck, I think, because now it's stopped.
Yeah, we added the golf ball because that's the preferred method for the last person we were testing.
Oh,
with.
wow.
I think it's a little too heavy for that
I
joystick.
see. Yeah.
Yeah, once we get rid of that joystick, it'll be a lot better.
That's a good note.
You might want to give it like a touch to the left.
Yeah.
To aim towards there, and then yeah, once it starts kind of aiming there.
I see.
The idea is it like sort of locks on to like what you were thinking. So okay.
Yeah, I don't know what that would be.
Yeah. It's like this side plastic piece.
Right?
I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
Isn't that piece like
It's something like that.
vibrating?
I've like literally like tried to study it and figure out what it is. I can't really find it.
Wait.
Just fixed it.
Well, it comes and goes. Usually, it's only when the motors are under like load.
Lot of trouble. Yeah.
And do you think that would be like too much fatigue or
Always
like what do you think?
holding
I mean,
it
I suppose
down.
it's similar to driving normally. You have to kind of push it forward.
Yeah.
But
Wow, that's
you
good.
don't have to stop in case you're not paying attention.
Do you think it gives you more control? Like,
Compared to the one where you'd have.
I do,
no hands on
yeah.
it.
where it's like hands-free?
Yeah,
A
I'm.
good test would be when you're inside some
Like
place
you can
where
stop
wanna do
whenever you
stuff.
want.
Yeah.
Like right now, maybe in hands-free mode because you're just going straight. But maybe like if you were in one of these stores,
Right.
you want to stop a lot, you don't have to push buttons.
Yeah, because I can just stop like this.
Yeah.
And then whenever I'm ready to go, I can just
Yeah.
press this.
And then if you want to stop and take over
Switch into
manually to get a
manual
little
mode.
closer to like whatever you're doing.
Oop. Yeah, we'll try it. So if I wanted to change modes, We could try Old Navy, but it might be too late. Okay, I'll try going in here.
Like, do you think if your hands were on the whole mode, like you could have like let go of the joystick sooner and made that turn manually?
Yeah, I could have.
Reaction.
I could have done that. Yeah.
Got it.
Wow, that was impressive. Well, it should automatically go that way, right?
It transferred to Jeff.
Literally changing the word in the code from manual to
Switching to manual mode.
Just looking for today.
No, just look around.
Just looking around.
Thanks.
Looking at all the tight spaces. Oh. So this is auto, so it's like I don't have my hand on it.
Yep. And then okay, you need to stop now. Well, and let go.
Oh yeah.
Switching to manual mode.
See, I knew
will be
that.
that will be fixed so that it would stop there. Cause
I knew that, and I
there's no
still
reason to
didn't.
not stop there.
Yeah.
That would be fixed. But you would have had that really quickly. That's a bug fix, really. All right.
Okay,
Try it
let's,
one more time.
Yeah, let's try this again.
Magic mode activated.
Okay.
And stop now.
Switching to manual mode.
So if I pull back on this one, it'll go to manual mode, right?
Yep. Pull back and let go.
Switching to manual mode.
I was going to try something, but I can't remember what. I was going to
Magic
ask,
mode activated.
because I know these turn signal buttons, you have to press it and then let go, right?
And then they stay on.
Have you thought about an option or something, like just keep it on while
Yeah. Oh no.
while pressing down?
Yeah.
And then
That's
when
what
you
they
let
used to
go.
be. It's really the only reason that they're like that is so we can test out both versions because we don't know what people would want more.
Because I always forget to let go, and I can cancel it with the other button.
Right.
I guess we
Right.
can try going in here again. Ooh.
Right.
Something you gotta look out for is
Cancelling right.
I'm
continuing.
going to try
Magic
this
mode activated.
and do that thing where you said you could just stop and then like look at something.
Pull back and
So like this,
Switching to manual mode.
and then I can like get a little closer or something.
and theoretically it would be your normal joystick, so it would be a lot easier to control.
Right.
Magic mode activated.
So pull back
Switching to manual mode.
and then manual mode, and then go back.
Magic mode activated.
Because I know last time these doors kind of messed with it. Well, it's working so far.
It's a good test in this bright, glaring sun.
Okay.
There's nothing inherently limiting with our system so that you couldn't go the full speed of the chair. It's just initial versions will be more conservative, and then as we get more data and we do more testing to see people's reaction times and testing on our performance, it'll slowly get faster and faster.
Is to actually have it eventually
Yeah.
as a standard covered, as long as we can get in certain functionality that will allow for our insurance just to cover it. But like all new technology, it'll be higher price at first if it has to be out of pocket. But as more iterations come out, as we, as hardware advances, our cost also goes down, which will obviously pass on to everybody.
We have
So the
a
price-
roadmap to reduce price quite substantially. So, the first version will be obviously the most expensive, but as we iterate on it, there's definitely things we can do to make it cheaper. So there's a communication bus on the chair. It's called RNet, and it's most of the main manufacturers use the same system. We are an official module on that sort of communication bus, and there is protocols that you have to adhere to in order to actually be a module on there. So there's a heartbeat that goes back and forth, and if that ever stops, everything sort of handles itself. Any kind of emergency stop buddy button that goes into the chair, all of the main fail safes and safety features of the normal chair is supersedes anything. So even if our system completely went haywire, you'll still be able to not go run away, but it's not going to brick your chair. So worst case scenario, something breaks on your chair, you can't get someone to help you and you're stuck. There's going to be no possibility of that. Even if someone hit it with a hammer, you'll still be able to use your chair like you would before. So it's not currently on what we're working on, but actually that's one of the first things that we did with this technology is actually train it to follow somebody. So it's absolutely possible. It's just not what we're focusing on right now.
Yeah.
But I think that's almost certainly going to be something that we will release eventually.
Yeah, kind of like a walk by too. So like say you're
Walk
in an
next to.
airport or in a mall or somewhere where the log corridor, kind of like stay with somebody as you're walking
Yeah,
along.
I think that's the goal, is just to be able to go with the group.
Yeah.
The trouble is how do you know what's your group versus another group and all that kind of stuff, so we need to work on that, but in general, it's definitely possible. So we are also working on that. That will come later on. There's many different ways that we can tackle that, and we're exploring a few. What we think might be the most likely right now, but this definitely could change how we actually do it, but it might be something along the lines of you drive the route a couple of times and it kind of creates its own internal map, and then you could say go to the kitchen with a single push of the button. So it's definitely possible because the boom camera is definitely above anyone that's sitting in a chair. The boom is going to be higher, and it has a really wide field of view. So it's definitely possible that it could see things, especially above, if there's something that's above your eye line but not above its eye line. But then there's always going to be, the possibility that someone comes out, let's say from, a 90-degree wall where there's no possibility of seeing them. The idea here is that, with computer vision, the first frame of video that we see a person coming, if our system's good enough, it's going to react much faster than you can. And then it's just down to how fast you're going. And the chair is going to take some amount of time to stop. So, if it comes out, right in front of you, physics says, there's no way of stopping, but you'll have the best chance, or it'll slow down enough there. So in both of those scenarios, you should be better off.
And we do test in a couple of scenarios like that, because when you all were at the grocery stores, there's a couple times where the aisles are really tight and somebody's coming out of the stock room and they kind of just bolt across not looking.
Yep.
And that was one of the
And
scenarios.
so we train the system to understand occluded areas, so it's not going to go full speed out of an aisle, because normally when you're shopping, usually, I don't know about you guys, but I'm always like, I don't know if people with their carts are coming and you slow way down. We train the system to do the same thing, so it's going to put itself in a good speed so that it can react to those things, and then also just be able to react really fast. But we do jump out tests all the time.
Yeah, we do.